Hi everyone, my name's Serena. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you've never been here before, and welcome to this alternate reality where I work as a creative director for some of my favorite artists. You know, Harry Styles, Olivia Rodrigo, Taylor Swift, Lana Del Rey. You get it. I thought it'd be really fun in today's video to explore what I would do if I were creating single covers for some of my favorite songs. So I think everybody pretty much knows this, but if a song comes out before the album, it's considered like their single from the album. And typically when something is released as a single before the album comes out, it'll kind of have its own artwork associated with it. It'll usually have its own cover. Think like Espresso by Sabrina Carpenter, Vampire by Olivia Rodrigo. I think of like Texas Hold'em by Beyonce. All of these musicians who put like a lot of effort into their visuals, so they always have like, you know, a separate piece of art that lives on as the cover for like their singles that predate the album. So today I wanted to take some of my favorite songs from my favorites playlist and essentially make cover art for them as if they were released as a single. And I kind of went back and forth on how I wanted to do this. I was like, do I want to just have a photo shoot? Do I want to like try to make the cover art using photos of the artist? But I essentially landed on this idea because I think it marries my skills as a photographer with like my love for like music and the music industry and pop culture. So we're gonna actually take the photos, like we're gonna have an elaborate photo shoot for each song that I've picked out, and we're gonna, you know, there's gonna be like a whole concept behind it. We're gonna have a whole photo shoot, and then we're gonna Photoshop the pictures how they need to be and put them as the cover art essentially. I do have a TikTok series, which also we don't, again, at the time that we're filming this, we don't actually know if TikTok is going to be taken away from us. It's looking like it might be, but it hasn't been done yet, so I'm like staying hopeful that we'll get to keep TikTok. I am planning a TikTok, or if it has to be moved to YouTube Shorts, if it has to be moved to Reels, I'm still planning to do a series this year where we do like a photo shoot for every track on a specific album. So this is kind of similar vibes to that. We're going to essentially take like inspiration from the song for the cover art. But yeah, that's coming out sometime this year. I have a couple albums lined up that we're going to do photo shoots for them. But I just think that doing an elaborate photo shoot with the concept in mind from like one of your favorite songs sounded to me a lot more fun. So we're gonna go through all of the songs that we're gonna do. I'm gonna let you guys know like kind of what the vibe is, what the inspiration is, and then I'll film myself actually getting the shot when we're actually on set, like taking the photos. This will likely turn into a series on this channel because I have so many favorite songs that were not released as singles that I have a lot of concepts for if I were essentially like in charge of creating the cover art. And again, I do not have an entire production team behind me. It's just me. I take all the photos, all the videos, I edit everything. So we're not gonna have budget for the photo shoots, okay? This is obviously not what I would do, creatively speaking, if I actually had like each artist's budget and I could do this with the artist. Does that make sense? This is just like Serena's version of all of these songs if they were single art imagined up in my brain on the budget that I do have available to me and my resources, okay? So just keep that in mind when we go through these. So the first song that I want to talk about is the song Power by Ellie Goulding off of her Brightest Blue album. This is one of my favorite albums of all time. I really, really love this album. I think this is Ellie Goulding's like best work. I think this is like her best music. It's all packaged into this like beautiful concept album. The song Power, which is the second track on the album, is one of my favorite songs of all time. I think I found this song when I was in a very like toxic situationship, and this song related to what I was going through at the time. I would play this all the time. I became obsessed with it. It is one of my favorite songs of all time. And one day when I was listening to it, this idea, like the concept for this photo shoot kind of came to my mind, and I thought, what if you just did like photo shoots inspired by songs? And then I was like, what if the photo shoot became like cover art for a song that, you know, wasn't released as a single, but this could be like its single art. So the song is essentially about like, you weren't really down for love, you just wanted power. Like you didn't actually love me, you just wanted to have power over me. You just wanted, you know, you just wanted to know that you could have me, to know that you could like make me like you. Like it's kind of like, it's giving that vibe. So I kind of had the idea, especially because there's a line in the song, hold on, let me find it. Yeah, so there's a line in the song that says, everything in your world just feels like plastic, wearing your crown, it's pulling me down. And that's when I got like the visual for like the crown. So essentially like I cooked up this idea in my brain that like, and I really wanted to lean into the color blue because the album is called Brightest Blue. It's very much like blue aesthetics for this album. Sometimes the ideas that come to my brain, they're hard to explain out loud without sounding crazy, but I essentially had the idea that like someone was stepping on your head, because I love those transitions on TikTok where someone's like stepping on your head and then it like moves you to the next frame. So I liked the idea of it like someone was stepping on your head. So like the shot is kind of like you laying on the ground, your head off to the side, someone's stepping on your head. I don't know how to say this without getting like graphic, but essentially like your skull's split open and you're bleeding out onto the ground, except the blood that's coming out of your head is blue, because the blood in our bodies is like dark blue before it hits oxygen and then it becomes red. I think that's how it works in biology. I just thought that would be a good callback to like the blue color. So your head's bleeding, the blood's blue, and then there's like a crown on the ground. So like the crown that was pulling you down essentially is gonna be next to you. That was kind of my concept for the photo, and I think it turned out pretty good. Some of these you'll see I tried to really keep on theme with what the lyrics are saying in the song, and then some of them are more just like the vibe, the aesthetic of the song. So this one I think turned out really good. I really like this one. So the next one is Grape Juice by Harry Styles. Harry's House is certainly one of my favorite albums of all time. It's definitely my favorite Harry Styles album. And this song I think is the best on that album. I just think this song is so vibey. Like I love the way that it starts off with the 1, 2, dun, 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 dun. It's just so good. So the inspiration behind this photo shoot was essentially the second verse, where it starts off saying, sitting in the garden, I'm a couple glasses in, I'm trying to count up all the places we've been. And this is just a song about, you know, being a couple glasses in, talking about these existential things with a lover. So that was the inspiration for this photo shoot, and I kind of got the idea that like I would be sitting in a garden sitting in a garden, but it's winter here in Ohio, so we're gonna have to green screen this up. I think I'll actually I think I use the green screen for most of these shots, just because of the situation we have outside right now. It is not ideal for any outdoor shooting, but we can change that later when we do like a second installment of this series. But just had the idea that there would be a garden in the background. I'm kind of sitting in a nice chair, holding up some wine glasses, and then somebody off screen is pouring into them. Shout out to my boyfriend. He's the hands in the photo. Pouring into my wine glasses, because I probably could have photoshopped them, but they looked a little fake. So I actually had my boyfriend with his bottle of wine pour wine into the glasses I was holding. And I don't even drink alcohol. It's just, I don't know. I just thought it was like a good creative idea, and so I don't know. I really like how this one turned out. was kind of like, you could take this photo shoot in so many different directions. It's The Greatest by Lana Del Rey. And this song is about so many different things, but one thing at the same time. I don't know. This is kind of just like I associate this song with like the death of monoculture, kind of like the death of modern pop culture as we knew it at the time, right before everything changed, especially like pre-pandemic days. And this song is, first of all, it's so good. This is my favorite Lana song. And for some reason, The Greatest, like the vibe that it gives me is kind of like modern pop culture as we know it is kind of burning down. Like things are being lost to, you know, this shift that we're having in the culture right now. And so I pictured like fire, but I also pictured like being on a beach. I saw this Gorgina picture of Lana Del Rey on the beach in this beautiful coat. So I was kind of getting like those vibes. At the same time, I was kind of getting like American Dream burning down. So like I was thinking fire. And then I also was kind of thinking of like St. Vincent's album cover, how she's like on fire on the cover. Her arms are on fire. So I don't know what you would call that aesthetic, but all those things put together is kind of what I had creatively as my creative vision behind what I would do for this as a single cover. And I really liked the way that this one turned out. I did wear denim in this photo shoot just because I feel like that's just so American dream, so American ideal. I don't know. I really like this one as well. So the next one is the song Ivy by Taylor Swift. And if you've heard this song, it's very much you're kind of pining after someone even though you're in a relationship. I feel like that's kind of like the underlying theme, but I just love this song so much. Like I think the visualization with the ivy is so good. In my opinion, Folklore and Evermore are her like best written albums lyrically. The best like writing is in these albums, so I think this song is beautiful. I think that the visual that it gives of just this ivy growing in your dreamland. I actually saw like an AI generated photo of Taylor Swift that kind of inspired this, I guess. I don't know, people making like the AI generated single covers kind of freaks me out. I don't really like it, but I did see one for this song and it was just like her kind of in what looked like a wedding dress wrapped in ivy. That's kind of what gave me the inspiration to use like a white dress. I feel like that the visuals of like because the storytelling in the song is like the woman is married and she's kind of having an emotional affair while she's married, and that's what the ivy is the emotional affair. So I feel like the white symbolizing like that she's married, that she is a wife, was really good. So I incorporated that into the photo shoot, but I also just wanted to add some like in post, add some ivy on it. I don't know. I think that this one it turned out really good too, and I really like this one. last one is perhaps my favorite. So spoiler alert, I get Guts is actually the first album that I'm gonna do when I do like a photo shoot inspired by every track on Guts. That's the first album I'm gonna do. So I already kind of had an idea for what I wanted to do for this song, which is Getting Back, which is one of my favorite songs on the Guts album. So this is kind of a long story, but I had the idea to make that series back when the album came out in 2023. And I specifically wanted to make it for that album because that was my most anticipated album of the year. When I got the track list for that album, I was trying to guess like the vibes of each song before it even came out. And then if I was right, I wanted to like kind of carry that over into a photo shoot. But Getting Back was one that I completely nailed on my prediction of what the song was going to be about, what it's going to be like. And it's crazy because after the song came out, but before the music video came out, I essentially came out with the idea that like, you want to get him back, you're like kind of like chasing him down in your car, your window's broken. Like I had this like whole car vibe going for me in my head. And then that's actually like a lot of what the music video was when she's outside, she's like in the car and there's like broken glass. I had the idea that like I was going to be sitting in the car, sitting outside of his house, sitting outside of, you know, his work, sitting outside of where he goes to the gym. I don't know. Like, I kind of wanted to give it, like, creepy stalker vibe. So I wanted to be, like, sitting in the car, like, slurping on a slushie or just something casual, but the window's broken. Because I thought that that would just be, like, a beautiful image. Like, your face is just kind of framed by the broken glass of the car. And so that's what we did for this photo shoot, but it was just funny because I came up with this idea before I had even seen the music video, and then the music video just happens to have a lot of, like, broken car windows in it. It was just, I don't know, it was really funny, and I really like this one as well. So those are all the single covers that I created for you guys today. Like I said, this will likely be the first installment of what will become like a series on this channel because I have so many favorite songs and I have so many ideas for some of my favorite songs for what I would do if I was able to creatively direct and design their single art for them. So I don't know, let me know if you guys like this video. We can definitely make this a regular on the channel. It was hard to like narrow this video down to like the 5 songs that I ended up doing, so we can totally make this a series. This is really fun. I love challenging myself creatively, especially in photography, to, you know, kind of come up with all these cool concepts and ideas, especially when you're kind of doing it on a budget. You do not have the budget of all of these pop stars and superstars, so I like to challenge myself in that way, and I think that this was really fun. Yeah, if you guys are still watching at the end of this video, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on Sunday with a new video. And we're actually going to be getting into my Grammy series because Grammy season is upon us. The Grammys are coming up next month, so stay tuned for that. I'll see you on Sunday. Bye!